Hi folks, it's me, Miss Erin from C.C. Miller Memorial Library, here for another middle grade moment with you this week. Now, I thought this week we could talk about time, because you're probably going to have a lot of it coming up very soon if you're starting summer vacation. So, why not read some books about time travel? Sound like fun? All right, the other thing that you should know, since you're going to have a lot of time on your hands coming up, is that the library's summer reading program is going to start up as well. So this year, because things are looking a little different in library land, we are teaming up with all of the other libraries in Allegheny County for the ACLA summer reading program all together. So there's lots of neat stuff happening online. There are going to be kits that you can pick up at the library with activities that you can do at home with your families. And that's right, I said pick up at the library. We're starting curbside pickup next week at C.C. Miller Memorial Library. So this week, the books I'm telling you about are available for checkout on Hoopla, but we've got real books too that you can call the library starting Monday, and we will put these aside for you and help you schedule a time to pick them up. So if anything catches your eye today, they are all books that we have at C.C. Miller that we can put aside for you. So let's talk about some books with time travel. The first one I want to tell you about is called A Mutiny in Time, and it's by James Dashner, and it is the first book in the Infinity Ring series. So it's about two kids named Dak and Sarah, and Dak is really into history, but his parents are scientists, and luckily his friend Sarah is really into science. So when the two decide to go snooping in Dak's parents' lab, they discover a device that his parents have been working on called the Infinity Ring, and they're in luck. Sarah just figures out how to complete the puzzle and insert that last part of the ring that they were missing, that part of the formula that they couldn't quite get. And when they do, they discover it's a time travel device. So this book is set in a world that's not quite like our own. It's a dystopia, which means that things are just a little bit worse than they are here in our time in different ways. But in this world, everything is run by a giant corporation called SQ, and things are getting worse. There's lots of natural disasters happening, earthquakes coming out of nowhere, giant hurricanes, all of this kind of thing, and they think it might be connected with time. And so Dak and Sarah get recruited to join a secret society called the Historians to fight the evil SQ corporation and try to fix the things that are wrong with time. So I'm not going to tell you what points in time they travel to, but they do travel to specific times in history. So this is the kind of time travel book where you're looking at historical moments, but also learning about a weird futuristic version of the United States that's not quite what you would think of as our world. So again, this one's called A Mutiny in Time by James Dashner. And this one, like I said, is available on Hoopla. It is the first in a series of 8 books, and all 8 are available as audiobooks. So you could blow through the whole series if you really wanted to. So that's our first one. The next one that I'm going to tell you about is called Joplin Wishing, and it's by Diane Stanley. And it is the story of a girl named Joplin. And when her grandfather passes away, she gets to pick something from his house to keep. And she decides she wants to keep an old broken platter. It's this blue and white ceramic, but it's broken into all these little tiny pieces. And when she takes it to a restorer to help her fix it, she gets it all put back together, and looking at it, she makes a wish on it. She says, "Oh man, I see this girl on the platter who's taking care of the farm and with the geese and next to the pond, and I really wish that she were my friend. I'm having trouble at school. I'm not making very many friends. The people I thought were my friends are being mean to me. I wish this kid was my friend. And when she wakes up the next morning, the girl is there. She came out of the platter. And it turns out that she has been imprisoned in this platter for a long time. And she's been granted the power to make wishes. All of the wishes except the ability to make it back to her time. So her name is Sophie. And then Joplin needs to figure out how to help Sophie get back to her time. So where the other story we just talked about was more dark and scary and about a future and about specific times in the past, this one's very much about the present, but because it has someone who can grant wishes and come out of a magic platter, it's got some magical elements, but also a lot of it really feels like real life. It feels like the kinds of things that might happen at school. It feels like friend situations that might sound kind of familiar to you, all wrapped up with a little bit of magic. So again, this is Joplin Wishing. All right, the third book that I want to tell you about is called Time Tracers, The Stolen Summers. And this is the story of Taj. And Taj and his friends are really good at planning out their summer. They are determined to squeeze every little bit of fun they can get out of their summer. And this one promises to be the best one yet. So they've got it all planned out on the bus on the way home from the last day of school. And they're ready to get started first thing in the morning. And when they wake up, it's the first day of school. Their entire summers have disappeared. None of them can remember doing anything over the summer. I mean, they have pictures of things, but it doesn't feel like it happened. And so Taj has to figure out what happened to their summers. It turns out time is being stolen by time thieves. That are these little bug things that exist in the world all around us that we can't see. Normally we can't see, but if you've ever heard the idea that time flies when you're having fun, not according to this book. According to this book, it's because there are time thieves who are there specifically to suck all the fun out, to make sure that they get all of the fun times and they steal them away. That's why time goes so much faster when you're having a good time. So when Taj figures this out, he joins up with a group called the Time Tracers to rescue time. They've never had such a big problem of a whole neighborhood getting their summers stolen all at once before. So he needs to work really fast. He needs to work really hard with the Time Tracers to see if they can get the summers back so that they can enjoy themselves again. So this is another fast-paced action kind of book. It's got some neat creatures in it, but it also has some gadgets and cool things that can happen with time, with the gadgets that the Time Tracers have. Plus, it's the beginning of summer. What better time to read about trying to squeeze every ounce of fun out of your summer and reclaim it from time thieves? Oh, and Time Tracers, I've got a sticker over the author's name here, is by Annabeth, Bondor-Stone, and Connor White. So those are the three books that I wanted to tell you about today. But the activity that I have to go along with it, have you ever heard of a show that used to be on called Minute to Win It? It was a show with a bunch of silly games and challenges and things, and people would get 1 minute to complete the challenge or to do as much of the challenge as they could, and they would compete against each other. And it had lots and lots of fun and silly games. Well, you can still find a lot of those fun and silly games online, and They are a great way if you're trying to find something for your family to do for fun, or your friends to do, or even over a video call if you can't get together with your friends just yet. It's a great thing to do just to set up a challenge and a timer for a minute and see what you can do. So I'm going to show you one, and I'm going to give you a link in the description in the video to a whole big long list of challenges and things that you could do. So make sure that you have a timer. I'm going to set mine for 1 minute. And the challenge that I want to show you, for this you'll need, most of the challenges you can do with things that you might have around your house. For this one, you'll need a straw. It can be a reusable straw or a disposable straw, whatever you have. And you'll need something small, some kind of food that, or like little pom-poms or something that you can pick up. I have a bunch of trail mix here. So you'll need that, and you'll need another separate bowl. And the idea is that you will set your timer for a minute, and you will take your straw and your food, and you will try to pick up as many pieces of the food in a minute and move them to the bowl as possible. Now, you may notice I have a little nose here with me, a little dog. Olive, do you want to come say hi? My dog is here, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this because she can't have trail mix. Hi. But you can move things with a straw into the other bowl. Yeah, I know. You just want trail mix. So see how many you can do in a minute. Challenge your friends and your family members to see how many they could do in a minute. You could do this with marshmallows. You could do it with chocolate chips or goldfish crackers, something like that. All you need is a straw and your crackers and a bowl and a minute on a timer. I hope you have fun with the books that I recommended this week and the games and challenges. Thank you, Olive. We are going to be back here next week for another middle grade moment with more books to recommend. Until then, have a wonderful week. Bye.